Recent archaeological findings have sparked a debate among anthropologists regarding the origins of early modern humans. Rather than Africa, some researchers are now proposing that the first Homo sapiens emerged from the Middle East. A collection of fossilized teeth discovered in Chasm cave in Israel is at the center of this discovery, as they are believed to belong to members of our species dating back 400,000 years. This significant finding challenges existing theories about human evolution and suggests a new starting point for our species. The study confirms that these remains undeniably belong to Homo sapiens, with tooth shapes resembling those found in both ancient and modern humans. Notably, they lack characteristics commonly associated with Neanderthals, who inhabited Eurasia during that era. Some anthropologists even speculate that these fossils represent the last common ancestor of Neanderthals and modern humans, indicating their distinct presence in Israel until relatively recently. As a result, the jaw and teeth provide evidence of early Homo sapiens' prolonged presence in the Middle East. The region served as a corridor for human migration between continents, with various human groups constantly traversing the land. It is believed that early humans met and interbred with Neanderthals once they arrived in the Middle East. In fact, ancient DNA analysis reveals that the two interbred prior to 200,000 years ago. According to an anthropologist, although wetter climates may have attracted humans to the Middle East, the region's frequent dry spells made it more of a disappointing route rather than a stable sanctuary for early humans. This implies that the discovery of a fossil mandible in Israel suggests that the country and the broader Arabian Peninsula were part of a larger area where Homo sapiens evolved. Although we frequently think of Israel as being in Asia from a geopolitical standpoint, it actually acts as a crossing point between Western Asia and North Africa. Notably, a variety of Afro-Arabic species, including zebras, lions, and leopards, once called the area home. It is plausible to view Homo sapiens as another species originating from the Afro-Arabian realm. Initially, researchers believed that Homo sapiens emerged in East Africa approximately 100,000 years ago and then spread out to populate the rest of the world. However, recent discoveries have challenged this narrative. It is now believed that a small group departed Africa around 60,000 years ago. If this is the case, it would suggest that earlier signs of migration, including skulls and remains dating back 80,000 to 120,000 years in Israel, unearthed during the 1920s and 1930s, were remnants of unsuccessful attempts to leave Africa. Africa was officially acknowledged as the birthplace of the human family during the 1950s. In the latter part of the 20th century, advancements in genetic and paleontological techniques provide scientific confirmation that our species, Homo sapiens, originated in Africa. This consensus is based on substantial data. Anatomically modern Homo sapiens first appeared in Africa some 200,000 years ago, and our species first left the continent about 70,000 years ago. But unlike a simple replacement of other human communities around the globe until Homo sapiens became the final remaining hominin, the origin of our species is more complicated. The discoveries made in Chasm cave have complicated matters further. If Homo sapiens existed in Israel as early as 400,000 years ago, it suggests the possibility of an earlier migration from Africa that may have failed, or it raises the intriguing possibility that our species might have originated in Israel. The Chasm cave yielded two sets of teeth. The first set, found in lower cave layers, consisted of a lower canine and two lower premolars. The second set, discovered in a geologically younger section of the cave, included an upper second incisor, a canine, and a third molar, as well as two milk teeth. The presence of milk teeth clearly indicates that the remains belong to a juvenile individual. In 2002, archaeologists found a jaw fragment in Mislia Cave, located on Mount Carmel, a few miles away from Skule Cave. Skule Cave had previously yielded remains dating back 80,000 to 120,000 years, discovered in the 1920s and 1930s. Through various approaches, the research team made estimations regarding the age of the jaw and teeth, ranging from 177,000 to 194,000 years old. Pinpointing the precise dates for the two cave levels has proven challenging. The study's authors propose that the older set of teeth likely belonged to individuals who inhabited the cave between 300,000 and 400,000 years ago, while the more recent set belonged to those who occupied it between 200,000 and 300,000 years ago. However, determining the specific human or humans to whom these teeth belong, in comparison to the teeth of Neanderthals and prehistoric Homo sapiens, presents difficulties. The teeth discovered in Chasm Cave consistently exhibit characteristics that fall within the range of variation observed among these groups, as indicated in the chart. Both Neanderthals and prehistoric human populations display considerable diversity in tooth shape, complicating the identification of the chasm teeth owners. The graphs illustrate the range of variation in human teeth, considering their dimensions from front to back and side to side. However, there is a significant overlap between Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens in terms of these parameters. The only teeth that seem to align more closely with modern humans are the lower premolars from an older geological period, yet even those teeth lie along the border of Neanderthal variation. The anatomical details of the teeth did not provide much assistance in solving the case. While the chasm cave teeth resemble those of Neanderthals, they lack certain defining features typically associated with Neanderthals. Instead, the authors suggest a connection between the chasm cave teeth and the Skull and Kazva hominins, ancient human fossils found in other cave sites in Israel dating back 80,000 to 120,000 years ago. The Skull and Kazva individuals have been interpreted in different ways, including as early Homo sapien migrants out of Africa, hybrids of our lineage and Neanderthals, or a distinctive type of extinct human. Due to the uncertainty surrounding their identification, drawing a clear conclusion that the chasm cave humans were similar to the relatively younger Skull and Kazva individuals does not provide significant insights. Based on the similarity between the chasm teeth and those of the Skull and Kazva hominins, as well as the distinctive stone tools found at these sites, the authors support the notion that the prehistoric inhabitants of Israel formed a secluded branch of human evolution. But there are still unsolved concerns regarding their species, how they got there, and what happened to them. The teeth found in the upper chasm cave layers, despite being younger in geological terms, share more similarities with lineages of ancient humans than the older teeth. This observation suggests that the older group of humans, which could have been a distinct population subspecies or species, was likely replaced at some point 300,000 years ago. It's vital to remember that since the tooth sets originate from various regions of the jaw, direct comparison between them is difficult. To confirm this hypothesis, a more comprehensive collection of teeth would be necessary, especially considering the significant variation observed among the teeth. Consequently, the identity of the chasm cave humans remains uncertain, as well as their origins. Even if they were early members of Homo sapiens, it does not necessarily imply that our species originated in Israel, as suggested by the discoverers. Instead, this finding opens up alternative possibilities, such as the existence of yet undiscovered deposits of early Homo sapien fossils in Africa. Such deposits might reveal proof of an earlier independent human spread from Africa than the migration that took place around 70,000 years ago. At present, it is not possible to definitively determine the identity of the chasm cave humans. However, their significance lies in highlighting the vast amount of knowledge still awaiting discovery regarding human evolution over the past 500,000 years. Numerous human lineages left Africa and spread across Europe and Asia, and both fossil and genetic data strongly suggest that these diverse populations interacted closely with one another. Our understanding of the events leading to these discoveries is still in its early stages, and various specimens, such as the chasm cave teeth and Skull Kazva specimens, remain shrouded in scientific uncertainty until further findings offer the necessary context for comprehension. The process of uncovering these complementary discoveries will require many years or even decades of additional research, which is expected for anyone familiar with the scientific method. Merely 150 years have passed since human prehistory was acknowledged as a legitimate field of study. There is still much ground to cover and numerous remarkable findings yet to be unearthed. However, recent breakthroughs have complicated the straightforward narrative. For instance, Homo sapiens fossils discovered in Morocco, which predate 300,000 years, have introduced the possibility that human evolution occurred earlier and potentially in different parts of Africa. Teeth found in southern China indicate a migration spanning long distances around 120,000 years ago, while genomic studies have added to the confusion by revealing various perspectives. Some comparisons of global populations suggest a single human migration from Africa, while others propose multiple waves. It is critical to re-examine how we identify our species and our relationship to extinct lineages like the Neanderthals and Denisovans in light of these latest insights. There is currently a debate about whether these lineages could be classified as separate species, subspecies of Homo sapiens, or in a different category altogether. In the discipline of anthropology, there has long been debate about the issue of our ancestry, even though Charles Darwin was the first to acknowledge the presence of human prehistory. The intricacies of human evolution were mostly unknown in the latter 19th century. Determining whether the ancient human remains represented our ancestors, entirely new species, or perhaps distant relatives posed significant challenges. The truth is that the identification of these humans remains unresolved.